as we have seen that we have created machine 1, this is machine, we have created it, and then we have made this Windows server as a web server. So you can see over here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create its image. And why are we going to create its image? Because we want all the features that are pre-installed in the machines to be already installed. So if we make an image and if we launch it, then the things will be already installed in that. We don't need to create an instance and then go into that and launch that. So let's say go to actions. Here inside images and templates, you will get an option create image. So when you go for creating an image, you'll give it a name. Let's say we'll give a name. This is a web server image. So let's say server image. Okay. We'll give a image. Let it keep as optional. If you want to describe the image, what it is holding, we can give it. Now adding tags, let all these features be default. As you can see, if you want to have a look, tags are there, volume is to be added the same way. Okay, and then what we are going to go is for creating an image. It's a simple term. Just click on actions. Inside the image and templates, an image will be created. So where we can see this image? So here under images sections, there will be AMI. As I have explained you the AMI, this is the server image. The status is pending, and then it will be soon ready. And then we can move on further with this server image. Also, we can name this. This is a machine. Machine, say that's machine 1. Okay. So we'll meet when the status is ready. It's available. It will take some time. Okay, so as we see the status is available, we can launch this image. Launch it. So as we have already been getting an image, that was my image what we created, so it won't be going to step 1. But now for choosing instance type, we go to the same as we had configured the same. I'll go to next configuration instance details. So yes, here we see this is the same instance, same image. So we'll keep all the things to be default. Keep the storage to default, that is 30 GB. We'll add next tags. Here also keep it as default. Okay, so this is an important thing. What we need to do here over here is the same, that is RDP, and then we need to give a rule. Let us allow all traffic. Okay. Or what we can do is we can select an existing group, which was our launch wizard. Okay, so as you can see, launch wizard 5, which was our existing group, we can select this and we can review and launch. Okay. So here we can see all the traffic what we have lost. We can see that instance type T2 micro, the server image what we have created, and when the click. Now what we can do is we can keep this, choose an existing pair, which was our AWS key, and then launch the instance. Okay, so here your instances are now launching. Go to this, just clear the filters. Okay, so this is pending. You can let us name the machine one. Okay, okay, this is the first machine. Machine. So let us refresh. Needs to check pass. And then what we are going to do is that, as it was an image, so the password, all the configuration details will be the same. We just need to connect it. We just need to log in. And what we will do it, as it is a web server, for load balancing, we need to recognize whether our load balancer, which server it is supporting. Is it supporting server 1 or server 2? What the traffic it is routing to which traffic, what all the traffic it is routing to which server is healthy, and what it is considering. So with that help, we'll come to know. So when this first machine, when we log into that, okay. So first machine, the status check is ready. It's 2 by 2 check passed. So we'll select this machine and then we'll connect it. Go to RDP client. Download the remote desktop file. Now here we just need to go and enter our password. Okay. The password what we had given, new password, the same password will work as it's a image created, instance launched. So we are into virtual environment for the RDP2 for second instance. So everything will be installed. This is a web server. If you go to File Explorer, see in this PC, we'll see local disk C, see inet tab, under that root, and yes, when you click over here, when you click edit, you see this one. So we'll make it as 2. Let's make it as 2. Okay. So save this. And now with the help of IP address, public IP address, we'll see whether this web server is launching. So go to the instances. For machine 1, we'll see the IP. Okay, let's copy this public IPv4. And in the next tab, we'll see whether this server is running. Okay, the Windows Server 2 is running on. And now what we are going to do, as there are 2 web servers launched, as there are 2 Windows instances launched, will be load balancing in between them. You may create 2-3 instances as per your requirement, and then you can see how the load balancing works. So under the load balancing section on the left side, under load balancer, we'll go and we'll see create load balancer. So there are different types of load balancer. Elastic load balancing supports 4 types of load balancer. So this is for the application load balancer. When you need a flexible feature set for your web applications, you go for HTTPS, then network load balancer that would provide TLS offloading, then operating system at connection level, like when you want to choose a network load balancer, there will be a ultra high performance rate. It will be a centrally certificate deployment. Also, it will support TSCP, TLS, UDP. And when you want to go for IP, that is gateway load balancer, will be come into picture. And then what we are going to look is the previous generation, that is classic load balancer. When you want an existing application running in EC2 classic network, we go for classic load balancer. So let us create a classic load balancer. So let us name EC2 LB. Let's name this. And then as you can see, the load balancer protocol is HTTP 80, HTTP 80. So next is we will assign the will select an existing group that was launch wizard 5 and we'll deselect this default VPC security group. After that is configuring the security settings. Let us keep it as default. And this is the most important page where you come. So as I said, your load balancer will automatically perform a health check on your EC2 instances, and it will route the traffic only to the instance which is healthy. If the health check fails, then it will automatically be removed from the load balancer. That instance won't be considered. So in the advanced details, you can see the response timeout, interval, healthy threshold, unhealthy threshold. So this is what healthy threshold is: the count, the number of consecutive health checks with success before declaring an EC2 instance is healthy. This will be the healthy counts, the threshold. 10 counts will be considered. As default, it is kept 10. So unhealthy threshold, the number of consecutive health check failures before declaring an EC2 instance is unhealthy. So if it fails, like if 2 count fails for a consecutive check between the instances, then it will be unhealthy. If 2 times it fails, then obviously it will be considered as unhealthy. And the 30 seconds, it is between the amount of time between the health check for instances. If there are 2 3, this will be the interval. And the response timeout, after certain amount of time, after 5 seconds, as we have allotted the time to wait, like when we are receiving any response from the health check, this is the time we are waiting. If this response after 5 seconds, it will tell us. This is the minimum timeout we have given. Now you can see here the ping portal. Protocol is HTTP. Obviously, we are going for HTTP. Ping port is 80 and the ping path is index.html. But as we know, our web server path was, what was our web server path? It was a IISS start.htm file. So we will write our path, that is IISS dot htm. So this is the path what we need to follow, and then we need to add those instances. So let's say adding this both instances, add tags, let it keep as default, review and create. So in review, we can see EC2LB, internet facing, HTTP, forwarding HTTP, the configuration details we have given. This is IISS start.htm, configure the health check, add EC2 instances. We have added those machines and then create. Okay, successfully created the load balancer. Close. Okay. So here, when you select this machine, you can see there are different details about that. These are the basic configuration details. This is a DNS name. When you go to this name, you will see which server is available by the load balancer. So here, 0 of 2 instances in the service. Let us refresh the page, and then we can see 2 of the 2 instances in service. So these are in service. If we click over here, status is yes, it's in service, it's in service. So if you go to the page description, we'll get a DNS name, and over here Let's see what the load balancer at the backend is choosing, what it is. So we'll copy this and we'll browse. I'll browse over here. Okay, so it's choosing Windows Server 1. So the load balancer at the backend, it's choosing LB. Load balancer is choosing the server 1. Now we'll see for a short amount of time if this thing happens, something happens to our load balancer 1, that is at machine 1. Let us let us stop this machine. So whether the load balancer come to knows that this instance has failed, or let us check. So this is stopping, this is successfully stopped. Let us refresh. This is stopping. Now when we go to a load balancing section under load balancer, again we'll copy this name and then we'll go into incognito mode. Inside this we'll paste our URL, DNS name, and yes, it is going, the traffic is routing to Windows Server 2. So this is how the load balancer work. It will come to know, it will perform the health checks, and it will come to know that something has crashed, it has been stopped, and then it won't be sending any request to the server 1. It will stop it, and as the if things are good, then it will send to the other servers. So this is how a load balancer works. So this was how we created a EC2 instance, and then this is the index what we went through. It was EC2 introduction, we went through VM planning, what was our purpose, how the pricing, how the instance and AMI was chosen. Then we connected to our EC2 by launching it. Then we made the web server, like we made both of our instances as web servers, and then we saw the EC2 high availability part, that was load balancer. This is how the availability zones were being explained. And yeah, then we saw creating a load balancer and how it works at the back end, how it chooses the server. Thank you.